Ever wonder about how much your employees understand about how your firm operates? They can make a big difference in productivity and the bottom line. Here's a simple question to ask that will begin that process. Watch this video. I'm Bob Wendover. Do you get stressed because you're not quite sure those around you are really invested in doing the best job they can? Well, you're not alone. I know lots of business owners who share that same concern. This is part of the reason why many tend to be control freaks who burn themselves out over time. But before we start looking for solutions, here's a question I challenge you to ask the people around you. How does this place make money? In other words, can they explain the business model? When money comes in the door from a sale, where does it go? How is it distributed? How much of it is left at the end? What impact do things like waste and mistakes and overtime and unnecessary meetings and so on have on the ability of the organization to thrive? Chances are you'll get a blank stare from most of the people you ask. I've challenged thousands of employers attending my speaking engagements to ask this same question. Now, while it might seem a bit rhetorical, there's a very practical purpose. Part of the reason why many individuals just do their job without a lot of investment is because they're not really concerned with the essence of the business or maybe connected to it. Yes, they show up on time. Yes, they do the work assigned. Yes, they collect a paycheck, and for the most part, yes, they're happy to have the job. In a lot of cases, they don't really understand how the business works or how their role in it contributes to the overall function. When you get employees thinking like owners, they're more likely to be mindful of waste, and they'll offer suggestions for improving processes and other efforts that save money and improve customer service and retention. Now, is this hard or time-consuming to do? No, not really. You can build this information into daily functions and gatherings. In fact, here are a few examples. A heavy construction firm that I work with, building roads and bridges, that type of stuff, created a video that explains all the steps involved, from sales and estimating to finish work. And this way, everybody involved could see how they contribute to the overall project. A restaurant owner I interviewed meets with his servers at the beginning of every shift. He explains the specials along with the food costs and overhead, and that way the servers understand how little mistakes like dropped plates and missed charges can impact the store's bottom line and downstream their compensation. An auto dealer bought everyone pizza and explained to them the actual revenue and expenses of selling several of their popular models. This impressed upon them how critical customer service and financing and service income is to the profitability of the dealership. Now, business owners are sometimes reluctant to share what they consider critical information for fear that it will fall into the wrong hands or be stolen by the competition, or maybe used to start a competing business, or maybe used against them in contract negotiations. And sure, any one of these is possible. Remote, but possible. But which would you rather do? Be able to walk through the business every day proud of those who work for you, who are emotionally invested in what they're doing, or be looking over your shoulder every 5 minutes for fear that the people working for you are out to get you or simply don't care? It's really your choice, isn't it? What do you do to engage the people within your firm and keep them connected? We'd all like to know. Share your ideas in the comments. I'm Bob Wendover.